So let's continue with some basics about body language and how to interpret maybe, and what has the limbic system have to do with body language. That might be very interesting because that's what we have in common with animals about body language. Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. My name is Kafi Sheikh, I'm a medical student, and this channel is all about giving other people hope through better communication in the field of medicine. So let's jump right into the first point, and that's the most complicated or the most underrated point, and that is interpretation is way more complicated than you think it is, because there are so many misleading tales that people are showing, especially professional liars or criminals who live from criminal activity about lying and deceiving other people. It's very important to know that interpretation can't be something very easy when other people are knowing that you are trying to interpret their body language and they know how to act in a certain way to mislead you in order to hide their true intentions and thoughts and interests. Interpretation is a topic that I'm gonna do after a certain time, because just you to know if you're already practicing reading some body language in your family or your closest friends, just be a little bit more cautious and don't jump to conclusions and say, hey, I read this about your body language, you must be this and that. Nah, don't try it, don't even start with this. Interpretation is something you need to do for yourself at the start, to learn how to decipher the tells about comfort and discomfort, and then at the end that I'm gonna tell you how to interpret those body languages or those tells in a proper way. Next basic thing that many people are not aware of: if you are observing other people, don't be so direct. Be a little more cautious, be a little more discreet, because if you are staring somebody like this all the time right in front of their faces, they're gonna feel uncomfortable. So you are making the tells, the body language, from comfort directly to discomfort just because you intervene. And this is something very dumb actually. It's not very clever to do so. So just keep your distance, be much more discreet, and try to read body language to know their normal behavior. First start from their comfort, see and look and learn how they react in their comfort situation, and if you're coming with something else up and they change their mood or their body language and they show comfort and discomfort, then you're gonna can interpret. The point that I want to make is just be discreet in observation and don't jump to conclusions just because of your intervention. So just keep your distance and be a little more human. The next point that I want to make is about limbic system. Our limbic system is about evaluation and processing our emotions, and this is the part of the brain that we also don't have really good access to it, and therefore we can't manipulate it. So that means our body language that comes from our limbic system, for example the universal tells, those things are coming from the limbic system, and we can't change them, or we can't have direct access to them in order to manipulate them. So for example, you came up with something that they don't really like and they started to make their eyebrows like this for a quick second. Even it's really subtle, it's really subtle. If somebody came up with this and they try to talk about it like it's a not big deal or it's something really cool and they're happy about it, I wouldn't be that sure. But I don't want you all to jump to the conclusions. I just want you to be more cautious and ask about them. Are you really sure that this topic is very comfortable to you? Is it really nice to you to hear about it? And that's very important to learn. And just to know, our limbic system has three categories or three kind of reactions. First is shock, then it's fly, and then it's fight. Those are the three limbic options that we have to react immediately, and there are much more to talk about this, so I'm gonna put it right in the next video or some of the other videos that I'm gonna talk about. One another kind of gesture or reflexes or body language or tells are the calming gestures. That means those are some additional gestures or reaction or body language tells additional to the limbic system, and the function of those calming gestures is just as the word says, is calming us. If we are already in a discomfort state, we are trying to comfort us with like touching our forehead or just trying to hug ourselves or something like this. And those calming gestures has the function to bring our thoughts, our state of mind from the discomfort state to the comfort state back. And this is very important to see. Some are very big, like thumb suckling from children, or just as I showed you, some subtle things like touching your forehead or your neck. Those are signs of calming gestures, so you know, hey, this person is trying to calm themselves because they're in a very discomfort position. May I ask about this? Why? What's the reason? What's up? And how you can help them. So the last point and the most important point is learn the basic very thoroughly. It has no added value if you jump right to the specific gestures and specific tells about body language. It doesn't have much impact or much. It's not a big learning thing if you just go to the specific ones and not to the basics, because just through the last 3 videos you already know how to distinguish between very comfort body language to discomfort body language, and therefore you can really read many situations that you are going to be in, because just through the separation of comfort and discomfort you know what kind of feelings or what kind of state of mind the person you are dealing with is, and you can just straight up go into this and ask them about it and try to help them in their situations. Depends on the situation. Not every situation needs your help extremely, but it's funny to know, it's nice to know, nice to read body language from other people and learn for yourself, hey, this person is now comfortable, this person is now discomfortable, or much more the transition from comfortable to discomfortable in specific situations, or vice versa. Or no, you already learned about this, calming gestures like touching your forehead or your head in general, your neck, everything else. So with all the learnings you already know the basic things, and you just need to take time, observe and learn, and take your time. You're not going to be a master in just three days. Just take your time, learn and observe, and please don't stare at people right in front of their faces. Those are the things that I want to talk about in this video. We're gonna talk about in the next video about these limbic systems that I already talked about, like shock, fly or fight. So see you next time.